finally happened. All the doubting that people had been doing on Jeff Grubb, saying that he's not gotten this one right. All the people who thought there wasn't going to be a PlayStation event this year, they're all wrong. It's finally been announced. It's not exactly what we expected though, but I'm going to break all this down here in today's video because I honestly do think there is a fairly likely chance that we're going to be getting a Spider-Man DLC reveal very soon. I'll start this off first by talking about an announcement that PlayStation made yesterday. And a lot of people thought that this was the announcement. A lot of people thought all these insiders who have this information, this is what they got, and they just got it mixed up. The wires got crossed. Because yesterday, PlayStation announced their Days of Play. And Days of Play is kind of this sale that they do on the PlayStation Store. And a ton of games are on sale. There's some really good discounts out there, and I think it actually started today. So you better check the PlayStation Store, check out some games that you could potentially grab for very cheap. And one of those games is indeed Marvel's Spider-Man 2. From what I actually saw online, I think the collector's edition is still available, and it's like $150. The game itself now is down to $50 US. That is a really solid deal. It's a great game, and a lot of people who really wanted the collector's edition but thought it was too pricey, now's your chance. You can get a hold of those 19 inches of Venom, which is awesome. It's seriously an exciting sale with a lot of great games. It's just as exciting as it would be for you to scroll down and hit the thumbs up button. But I mentioned that specifically because I feel like things are starting to line up here. So let's get into it, okay? Today, finally, PlayStation has officially announced that we're not getting a showcase, but we are getting a PlayStation State of Play tomorrow. The broadcast is going to be on Thursday, May 30th at 3 p.m. Pacific. That is 6 p.m. Eastern. Just check the local time zone that you're in, do the conversion, and get ready for the PlayStation State of Play tomorrow. A PlayStation blog was also put up to coincide with this. This was written by Sid Schumann, who is the senior director at Sony Interactive Entertainment Content Communications. He says, State of Play is back. Tune in live for updates on PS5 and PSVR 2 titles, plus a look at PlayStation Studios games arriving later this year. That's right. So they're actually going to have like game reveals at this State of Play, and we're going to be getting updates on PS5 and PSVR 2 titles. Updates. There's just some very specific wording in this blog post. Below that, it mentions that the 30+ minute show will feature 14 titles, and it's going to begin again on May 30th. Tomorrow it lists all the times and everything available. For context, the PlayStation Showcase that we got around this time last year clocked in just over an hour. And that's a showcase, that's going to have all these big game reveals. That's going to have the gameplay unveil for Marvel's Spider-Man 2. It has all these massive announcements to get a ton of people excited for things coming to PlayStation platforms. And usually when they announce a State of Play, they try to temper the expectations as much as possible. They try to say, it's going to be small, it's going to be just this, and that, and that's it. But I feel like they're not doing that with this State of Play announcement. They're saying straight up that there's going to be 14 titles we're going to get updates for on the PS5 and the PlayStation VR 2, and as well, we're going to be getting a look at PlayStation Studios games that are coming out later this year. And it's going to be like 30+ minutes, so yeah, it's going to be about half the length of a PlayStation Showcase, but based on what they're listing here, it almost sounds like this State of Play is like a PlayStation Showcase light. And not to mention, it's dropping around the same time as we got an actual PlayStation Showcase last year. So things are starting to line up for this to be a relatively big State of Play, maybe even close to a showcase. It's around that summer game reveal season, with PlayStation also doing the Days of Play and announcing all these games going on sale, and Marvel's Spider-Man 2 being one of them. This is as perfect a place as any for us to potentially get a Marvel Spider-Man 2 DLC reveal. I mean, doesn't it make sense? The game's on sale, so they announce the DLC at the State of Play, and then people go, oh damn, I don't have that game, but you know what? It's on sale right now, even the collector's edition on a decent discount. Let me grab it, let me get caught up, let me get ready for this DLC. Or even people that just bought the base game, they get hyped again for Marvel Spider-Man 2 and they say, oh, I never got that collector's edition, but it's on a decent sale. Let me jump in and grab it. This is kind of how marketing works. So all these puzzle pieces are starting to fall into the right places now. I'm not going to get my hopes up too high, and I don't want you to get your hopes up too high, just in case we end up getting disappointed, okay? There is absolutely a scenario where we don't end up getting the reveal that we want from this State of Play tomorrow. But if Marvel Spider-Man 2 DLC is in development, if it's going to be dropping later this year, which it should be if it's in development, then I'd expect this is the place for them to announce that. Now, if you're trying to get yourself hyped up on a potential reveal for something like Wolverine gameplay, set your expectations astronomically low. Let's keep in mind, this is not a showcase. This is still just a state of play. And the major focus here is that we're getting updates for PS5 and PSVR 2 titles. So Wolverine, I know technically is a game that's already been announced, and it would fall under the category of being given an update when we see something at this state of play, if that were to be the case. But I think a gameplay reveal for something as big as this title, Wolverine, for the PS5, that is something you save for a showcase, or even just something you save for, you know, an Insomniac dedicated state of play. But a little 2-minute trailer that's giving us some DLC or some new content for Marvel Spider-Man 2, yeah, you would show that for a state of play like this, absolutely. The only thing that I'm worried about a little bit is maybe it could be something as small as just an announcement of new suits coming to the game. You know, I've been talking about it in plenty of videos now, that Kid Super's working on some suits. I'm not the biggest fan of them, not a lot of people are, but we could even just get a trailer for those suits and an announcement saying, hey, they're in the game for free right now. The only thing that I would hope for if they were to do something like that is alongside those Kid Super suits that people don't really like all that much, they also have like some comic book suits, some suits that people are requesting added into the game. I think something like that could be fun, but again, I still feel like if we're getting anything Spider-Man 2 related during this state of play, it's just gotta be a DLC announcement. As I have said, video after video, you know, subscribe, turn on those notifications, but also I've been mentioning that it wouldn't make sense for Insomniac to just drop this game and move on to the next thing. It wouldn't make sense for PlayStation to allow Insomniac to do that. Games like Horizon get DLC. Games like God of War Ragnarok got a DLC, and nobody was expecting that. Hell, God of War Ragnarok got that DLC, and it was coming out like just a few days after the announcement, so maybe we could see something like that for Marvel Spider-Man 2. Like, imagine they say, okay, here's the big DLC for Marvel Spider-Man 2. Oh yeah, by the way, it's available in like 5 days. I would absolutely lose my mind, specifically because I'm going to Summer Game Fest next week and I would miss out on playing it. So PlayStation, don't do that. So to tie this all in a neat little bow, we got a PlayStation State of Play dropping tomorrow. It's going to be at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Again, check your local time zone, do the conversion. And then we also just got the Days of Play announcement with a ton of games going on sale, Marvel Spider-Man 2 being one of them. The chances of those two things being a coincidence, I think, aren't like super low, but are a bit lower than you would normally expect. I personally feel as though we are going to be getting some sort of an announcement for Marvel Spider-Man 2 tomorrow. At least I'm hoping it's going to be DLC, extra content, but it could be something as small as brand new suits being added to the game. No matter what, of course, I will keep you guys covered right here on this channel. You don't want to miss a thing. If we get anything Spider-Man 2 related, I'll be reacting to it, I'll be covering it, I'll be giving you all the news and information that you'll want. So just, you know, as usual, keep it locked right here on this channel. But okay, with that being said, let me now know your thoughts in the comments section below. What do you think about this news? Are you excited that we finally got the announcement of a PlayStation State of Play that's going to be dropping tomorrow? And also, what do you think is the likelihood that we're going to be getting a DLC announcement for Marvel Spider-Man 2 during that state of play? Sound off with all your thoughts in the comments. I've been Caboose. I'll see you guys later.